All right, so how do you make one, right? So we have dojos and ninjas. You're going to see dojos and ninjas until you're sick of dojos and ninjas. And I don't just mean in this stack. You're going to see it again in Java. I don't know if they have it in Mern, but you're going to be doing dojos and ninjas
I'm so tired.
ad nauseum. So we want to create a table. Oh, I'm sorry. We want to create a schema for the relationship between dojos and ninjas. So when you're going to create your ERD, you want to ask yourself, does it make sense for a ninja to have many dojos? Or does a dojo have many ninjas? So which one is it? Yeah, dojo has many ninjas, but a ninja doesn't have many dojos, right? You guys, like if we were on site, you guys would go to one place, if assuming we all lived in the same city, right? So a dojo would have many ninjas, but a ninja only has one dojo. Okay. So to do this in MySQL Workbench, I'm not going to save it. What do I do? Where do I start?
Can you go back to the home?
Absolutely, I would love to.
Okay.
Yeah, we always start at the home, right?
And then we're going to make a new model.
Right. We're making a new model. And I'm going to follow the rules. I'm going to do what they tell me. So they want me to create a new schema called Dojos and Ninjas schema. Okay, so how do I create a schema?
Down that tab.
Right. Down here, we want to double click the schema name. We want to change it to whatever they told us.
Ninjas.
Dojos and Ninjas schema. Okay. Click rename reference. Click OK. So now my schema is named Dojos and Ninjas. So you don't need to change anything else down here. Now, how do I create my ERD?
Add diagram.
Right, click add diagram. Okay, so now how many tables am I going to need?
Let's see. At least two.
At least two. Yeah, we're going to need one for dojos, one for ninjas. So I'm going to make a table for dojos. I'm going to make a table for my ninjas. Okay. So again, if I need to make more than one, do this again. Where's delete? Well, let me delete it.
It's at the bottom.
Oh, there it is. Sorry. There we go. I can click it. There we go. So to make a table, we click our little button. Once it's selected, come over to the staging area, click. We got a table. I'm going to make another one. Click the button again. It's highlighted. And then click in the staging area. So now I have my two tables.
Are you dragging or are you just clicking?
I'm not dragging anything. No, I'm just click, click.
Okay.
Click, click. Okay. As many tables as we need. For right now, we just need one for our dojos, one for our ninjas. Okay, so what does a dojo have? So dojo has an ID, name, created, and updated at. Okay, so I'm going to rename this table. How do I access the table or the whatever to fill it out?
Click.
Yep. Double click. This opens up. I'm going to change. What do I call the table? Is it dojo?
Dojo. Yep.
Dojos.
Dojos.
Yes. Very good.
Dojos plural. Always plural. And this is just the convention we follow at Coding Dojo, right? It could be you work for a company that they want to name the table something else, right? So just convention, we pluralize our table names. Okay. What's the first thing we add to every single table we ever make?
ID, primary key.
ID, primary key. So just double click. ID. If I hit tab, it'll check these boxes for me. The data type is going to be int. What's the other box we need to check?
Auto increment.
Auto increment.
Yeah.
So check AI for auto increment. That's it. That's our ID.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then we need name, create at, and update
Name.
at. So
Yeah.
name, lowercase name, varchar45 is fine. Created at, created underscore at, date time. Okay. And then updated at, date time. Oops. Let me see if I can expand this a little bit. There we go. So created at, how do I get MySQL Workbench to handle this for me?
Go into the default expression, left click,
Yep. So I want to click it, right click it,
or right click, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, that one.
default current timestamp, updated at, same thing, click it,
So that's one.
right click it, default current timestamp, unupdate current timestamp. Okay. That's it for dojos, right?
Mhm.
Created, updated at. A Ninja has an ID, first name, last name, age, created at, updated at. Oops, I don't want the cap locks. Okay, so I'm going to come make my other table. Table 2 is going to be ninjas. What's the first column?
Name. Oh, ID, sorry.
Yeah, ID. Right, ID is always first. Tab, primary key, not null, check auto increment. Then we have first name.
This might
Last,
be getting a little bit, but if you wanted to do programming language, would you make a third table and then do the foreign keys with that because one student can have more than one language?
yeah, you would do, yes. So you would a dojo would have many ninjas, and then a ninja would have many programming languages. Yeah.
Many languages.
Mhm.
And the primary key of the ninjas table will be associated with the foreign key of
Right.
the language table.
Exactly. Yeah. But first we have to establish a relationship between dojos and ninjas. So let's finish our ninja table. So we have first name, last name, age. What should we do for age?
Int.
Int, right?
INT. Int. Yeah.
Okay, int, and then created at is date time. Updated at date time. Oops, I don't want that. So if you ever do this, I do this all the time, accidentally create another column. Just right click it and delete selected, and it will go away. Okay, so how do I get created at to work?
Right click.
Right click, default current timestamp, updated at, right click, and then the last one. Cool. So now we want to establish the relationship between dojos and ninjas. Okay, so a dojo has many ninjas. So to create the relationship, we have these relationship tools. Okay. So the broken line represents a non-identity relationship. The solid line represents an identifying relationship. So basically that means that the solid line is the more strict one. It won't let you create a ninja unless there's a dojo. So my suggestion, either one's fine, but I would use the broken line. Okay, so 1 to n, that's symbolizes one to many. So we want to create the relationship. So we click the tool. We want to come over here and establish the relationship between our entities, right? So we start with the many, okay, because it's 1 to many. So click the many, go to the 1. Okay, so let me do that again. Okay, so we, again, select the tool for our relationship, 1 to many, click it, go to our table, click the many, click the 1.
Does it not work if we accidentally do it the other way around?
It'll establish the relationship the other way around.
The other way, okay.
Which we don't want. So start with the
How'd you get to
many.
your tools again?
Hmm?
Sorry, it's not showing up online.
You might need to. Oh, what happens? You might need to switch to dark mode, because sometimes it doesn't show up. We'll look at your screen. You might need to make some modifications, some adjustments, but they're there. I promise.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll walk you through it. If anybody else having that issue, I know some people it happens every once in a while. You can't see it.
Do you mind if I share my screen real quick?
Sure.
Okay. Sorry.
No, no worries. No worries. Let me stop. Oh,
There
oh.
we go. Okay, cool.
Okay, so close this table window. So click on the X right here.
Click on the X. Okay, that's
There
how
they
we
are.
got.
There you go.
And then that's
So click this one.
so the top one is 1-to-1,
You want one to many. So click
and
that
then
one.
this one is 1-to-many. Okay.
Start with the many. Click the many. Then go to the one and click the one. There you go.
Okay.
That's it.
Gotcha.
That was
Okay.
easy. Cool.
I see. Okay. Sorry.
No, no worries. No worries. No worries. I thought it was going to take longer, so I didn't want to. But that was easy. Okay. All right. So again, click the tool, click the many, click the one. Whoops. What did I do? Click the tool, click the many, click the one. Okay. So this line here represents, you see the crow's foot. There's like a 3 lines coming off. That's called the crow's foot. That will point towards the many. This, I can't remember what this is called. It has a name, but basically the relationship, we know that it's one to many because of the crow's foot pointing to the many. So the next thing we need to do, and the last step, you notice that when we clicked the tool and made this relationship, that it made this additional entry in our ninjas. Okay. So if you hover over it, it'll show you the relationship. Okay. Dojo's ID corresponds to the dojo's ID, the primary key. So the foreign key is dojo's underscore ID. The primary key is the ID of the dojo. So if a ninja belongs to a dojo, if we have a dojo like Burbank is our first dojo or dojo 1, each ninja that belongs to that dojo will have the foreign key of 1 to signify their belonging to that dojo. Okay.
And are
So-
the foreign keys automatically generated?
Yes.
Thank
Foreign
God.
keys automatically generated, but the convention we follow, and by we I mean Coding Dojo, is we don't pluralize our foreign key. Okay. So come into the foreign key, take the S off of dojo, and if that happens, just delete selected. If you accidentally tack on a column, come on. Oh man. Why won't you go away? There we go. Didn't want to leave. Okay. So that's it. Okay. So not pluralizing the foreign key will make sense tomorrow why we do this, but it just makes your code a little bit more readable and understandable. So singularize the foreign key, and then that's it. That's Dojos and Ninjas. So once you're done, go to export. Export as PNG. DN, whatever, Dojos Ninjas, and then save it wherever you want to save it. Okay? Done.
Can't believe I'm actually going to finish a core assignment before end of day.
All right, so I'm almost done. I promise. This is one of the annoying questions I'm going to ask you over and over again. So I'm going to ask it for the first time out of 100. Do we have a database at this point?
No.
We do not. Right. We have a picture of a database. We don't have a database. Okay. to get from this picture to a database, we go to our menu up at the top. There's a menu item called database. Okay, click that. So again, at the very top, database, and go down to forward engineer. Okay,
Ooh.
forward engineer, and just keep clicking next. There's one thing we need to do. We're just going to click generate drop schema here. And that basically will, as we're developing, we're going to need to fix bugs or errors we make in our database. So this will just drop our old database when we create a new one. So just click that. It'll, once you click it once, it'll remember, and you won't have to click it over and over again. So click that generate drop schema, then click next. You can save your password in the vault if you want, so you don't have to keep doing this. I do it just for demonstration. So click OK. Don't check anything here, just click next. So this is all of the SQL code that's been generated automatically just by filling out what we did here. Okay, so just dragging and dropping and filling out those forms generated all of this. Okay, much easier, right? So you don't need to do anything with this. Just realize that it's doing this on your behalf. Click next. Once you see check, 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 close.
Is there a reason they made an interface for SQL instead of just having us type out the code?
Do you want to type all that out?
No.
I don't either, man.
Simple, we have to type everything else out, but
Yeah. Well, so I mean, that's a lot, right? And there's a lot.
Yeah.
Of, you know, so we we only have 4 weeks, right? If we had 4 weeks to spend on SQL, then yeah, we could learn to do that. But just in
I
the
got you.
interest of,
Okay.
yeah.
I get it.
So once I forward engineer, if I go to my home, go to my databases. Now I should have, I probably have an old one, but well, it would have dropped it. So this is now my database. Okay, so under schemas, if it looks like this, when you click on the dolphin, then go to the bottom, there's an administration tab, and there's a schemas tab. So if it comes up looking like this, just go to the bottom, click on schemas, and this is my Dojos table and my Ninjas table. Okay.
I'm sorry, how'd you get to that again?
How do you get to it? So always start at home. If you're lost, go home. Stop. Okay, so click on, there we go. So we start here with our model, right? We go to the dolphin, and again, these are the map. This is the territory, right? This is the picture. This is the actual database. So click on the dolphin, click on this little box, type in your password, and then the schema that I just generated is this one, Dojos and Ninjas schema. And if it's not here, click this little refresh button and it should appear. And then the 2 tables we made are Dojos and Ninjas. Okay.
Schemas. Performance schema? No.
Let me go ahead.
Schemas.
So-
I don't see a schema online.
Hold on, let me stop.